Welcome back. Now that you've started and created your new project as a console app in C++ programming language, this is the structure of the project that you will get. For right now, we're interested only under the source files uh, directory. You can find your C++ file, and that's what we're going to be using in order to compile our code that we're going to be writing under the main section or the main method. And the references that are going to be used are going to be, for example, reference under the references section, and these are the external dependencies. So for now, actually, let's not worry about this because we're not going to use any of this at this point. Let's look at the structure of the C++ program. How does it start with? How does it end with? If you can take a look right here, it starts with the reservation keyword include, and then eostream, okay? And then it continues with forming the method of a type integer, and it does something obvious inside within the curly brackets. All right, so basically what we have at this point right here is the famous Hello World application. But in order for us to keep the console application up and running, what we're going to do is I'm going to, first of all, you've noticed that this is the standard two dots and then count function, right? Let's do something else right here. I'm going to move the standard up here or right after the main method so that we can use it for all methods or all code that we write under the functions. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to type in using namespaces std and that's it, semicolon. Okay, and I'm going to close this one. Now at this point, I don't have to use this portion of the code, okay? So in my case, I said I'm just going to get the scene.get function. So basically, if you recall, in the C# programming language, we had something like that, console read key, okay? So that's in C#, and the equivalent in C++ would be this one right here, okay? So what do we have right here? What we have right here is printing hello world. All right, let's hit F5 or local Windows debugger and see what we get in the console. Okay, so we get the hello world uh, on the console application. Okay, that's very nice. And let's just observe what's happening right here and what's different from basically a C# structure. So basically what we have right here, if that was a C# application, I would just type in console.writeLine and then hello world, right? And then I would just put a new line, okay? And then we'll close this line just like that, right? But then in C#, instead of console write line, we say count, okay? And then we have these two right mathematical signs, or maybe if we call it less signs, right? Two of them, which probably would represent the bracket, okay? The left and the right bracket. In within, actually, we wrap the string with the left/n or new line suffix, okay? So there is another way. Okay, I'm just going to get rid of the C# at this point line. So, I mean, you pretty much get the idea of how this works. Instead of typing in this prefix right here, so that we type in so that we display actually the hello world on a new line. After that, what we can do is another of this and then just write in end line, okay? And then it's still gonna actually, we're still gonna get the same one. All right, but let me demonstrate. You see how the cursor actually went right underneath the H letter? If that's not the case, then what's going to happen is the cursor will be at the end of the exclamation. There we go, right here, sign. See, so that's what we needed to understand here under this case. Okay, and then if we do it like this, for example, right, watch this. That means that the second hello world will be printed out on a second line, okay? But then if I remove this one, what do you think is going to happen? We're going to print hello world and hello world in one united line. But what if I do this though? Okay, it's going to happen the same. So basically, left under slash and n have the same functionality as this line of code, or using the E and L actually functionality. All right, let's just check it out one more time just to make sure that everything is okay. Yes, okay. Well, that was about the syntax and the basics and how to print out the hello world.